your beautiful sister is also here tonight. Girl, I gotta know, what does the family group chat look like today? Because she made a comment on Instagram that, you know, the internet wastes no time.
I don't even know what it was. I wasn't really online today.
She made a, as the headlines say, a rare comment about stepdad Ashton Kutcher. And she said no one has to be the bad guy.
No, and I don't think so. That's not the way I hold it. My mom holds it. My family, I think since my parents divorced when I was young, and it's always been handled with absolute grace and love. And I think that really is the way forward for everything. It's just like putting the children first and just handling everything with a lot of mutual respect.
I love that she said too in the comments, she goes, this probably should have been a private message.
Well, Tallulah is nothing if not vulnerable and wonderful online.
Last thing really quick, I was walking down the street and I saw a car come by with the window down. You probably know where I'm going with this. Someone was enjoying a drive out. I turn and I look and I go, oh my God, that's Bruce Willis, just enjoying the fresh air in the sunshine. And it warmed my heart. Please send him our love. I know he celebrated a birthday recently. How, seeing the smile on his face, how much does that mean to you?
Of course, it means everything. I think we all get so much from the connections we have with our parents as we get older, and just seeing them as people enjoying their lives, you know?
It made my day. It made my day.
When fame embraces you, you have to hide your pain.
Backstreet's back, all right. I let you go.
No one can see what's really happening to you.
Obviously, this project is so important for a number of reasons. You are a part of it. Why was that important for you to lend your voice to this conversation? You also have a personal connection to the family.
I think that's why, you know, it's so amazing. So Soleil is one of my mom's best friends, and she told my mom that she was working on this documentary, and my mom said, well, you know about Scout's story with Aaron, right? And Soleil said, no, what are you talking about? So she calls me, I tell her a little bit about it, because it's sort of a funny piece of my lore and history that I don't often share, because it feels very personal. And then Soleil asked me to be a part of this project, and I said only if it was okay with Angel and with his family, because we had such a special relationship, but it was something that was in these sort of brief bursts, and it was incredibly meaningful to me, and I know to him in different ways. And so it's also a conversation that is very important to me, just about representation and about not demonizing people or judging them based on what you're seeing online, because this is someone who really needed love and care and support, and there were people just kind of trolling him online. And so I think a story where he and his whole family and his story get to have a voice and get to be humanized, it was something that was a kind of a no-brainer for me to be a part of.
To know the conversations that are going to come out of this and the healing and the help for other people who are going through, like, this is what it's all about. Like, especially in this business, we all have the platform to make a difference, and that's why it's so important to be a part of projects like this.
Of course, for me, there's always a service component if there's a public component, you know what I mean? I never want to just be in the public eye for the sake of it, so.
What do you remember about Aaron's time spent with your family?
Oh my God, well, I mean, when I first met him, I was 12 years old, and I like screamed my head off because I was so obsessed with him and so in love with him, and just even watching the trailer, there was so much footage of him during the time when I first became super fan, obsessed, and like such a light and such a beauty. And really it was every dream I've ever had of getting to meet him, and then suddenly we're friends and we're hanging out. It was like,
you're like, wait, what is my life?
I was like, I'm a powerful witch. I manifested it, and then it was so human and so just like kids hanging out.
How did his death impact you? Because it's one of those things that you're like, oh my God, no.
I honestly remember that day so clearly. And I think it was sort of just gutting on every level. And when someone passes so young, when there were these different moments of getting better and then sliding back, it's always so painful. But I was just sort of beside myself all day, and I really thought back to the very last time I'd ever seen him, and there was sort of a wondering of could I have done something, etc., which is like a bit of the ego, but whatever, you know, you always just want, it really just continually, when someone passes, what I find is there's all the different feelings around grief, and at the end of the day, it just brings you back to wanting to be more present and alive and awake in your own life, and also really present and alive and awake with the people you love.